Yeah. No, she's not. No.
Yes.
We'll get her a Miller Lite sippy cup.
Yeah. It's gonna stay cold.
Parent of the year.
You're
That's
getting
right.
it.
We have Tennessee Titans tickets to give away here today. We will draw a name in the 545 segment. So get here and get your name in the box. It's Titans Saints.
Put your name in the box.
Titans Saints tickets. We will give them away today in the 545 segment.
Yeah.
Also, see Caitlin and Christian from our promotions team. They've got things, koozies,
All kind of
a
things.
limited number of T-shirts.
Don't tell
In fact, I think he didn't want me to even say that we have T-shirts.
Just show up and you'll see what they got in the box.
Yeah. You just got to get past Caitlin. She's kind of tough.
Slay, how you doing? 'Cause,
Hey.
can I say this?
Listen.
Well, first of all, Ron Slay, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Hey, I'm in the building.
Oh.
Hey, we got a round of applause. Hey, look at that. In the building.
Car ain't got no rules. Time for the show.
Woo! Let me turn that up in the headphones.
There we go.
Best believe I'm
There we go.
Okay, Babs, I'm here.
best believe.
I'm here. Best believe I'm in the building.
You put out 2 videos last night that
That's what I was going to say.
had me
Are you
crying.
okay?
Hey, man, all I'm saying is, listen, we don't mean no disrespect down here. We don't bother nobody. You know what I mean? We just go about our
But-
business. But,
And when you come here, we'll treat you like family.
Yeah.
Unless you show your ass.
and that's what they did yesterday. So you show your little ass, and guess what? We spank that little ass. That's exactly what we do. So we get y'all on up out of. All we want is where we are today. Buffalo, Wild Wings is the only Buffalo that salute them. That's it. Everybody else get on back north, man.
Here was my favorite part.
He literally saluted.
Yes. My favorite part of Slay's little rant last night. We don't want your Niagara Falls water. Take that back. That was my favorite part.
Yeah.
We don't want that Niagara Falls water,
Yeah. Keep it.
especially not room temp.
No, we definitely don't want another. Man, listen, man. They showed up. They showed out. But, man, the problem is when that happens, it's 11 people out there that got something to say about it.
Man,
They stood
were
up.
surrounding us where we sat last night for the game, and they were so rude early.
Yeah.
So rude early.
Were they frustrated that it was actually a game in the second half?
Oh,
They were convinced.
They did not know how to react.
Yeah.
They were convinced. Like, just if you weren't down there, we'll try to paint the picture for you.
Yes.
Because you were at the game. We were there before the game. So we saw thousands of Buffalo Bills fans that were convinced that they were not just going to win, but
Yep.
that they were going to win big.
Yep. Yep. I listen. When
Man.
Mike Keefe came on our show, I pulled Mike Keefe to the side and said, Mike, you've been around football a lot. I've been able to see Pittsburgh and go to and see how they travel. Have you seen Buffalo travel like this? He said, no, this is different level right here. They are down here very, very deep. And for Mike Keefe to say that, I knew I wasn't seeing things.
And early.
And very early.
Like Friday, I
They
told
beat
you I
us.
flew back Saturday morning. They were there. They were at the game about 7 hours prior to kick.
Right.
Like, I mean, early in town, early to the game,
Late to leave.
I had a buddy that
early to leave.
Yeah, it's time to go, people.
I had a buddy that's been working downtown this week, and he said actually Thursday is when they started showing up,
Oh,
and
geez.
there were thousands of them here Thursday, and then more on Friday. And
You
then
know
Saturday.
what? Welcome to town. We're
Yeah.
so glad you were here.
Yeah.
Thank you for contributing to our economy.
Yeah, we needed it.
And thank you for the win.
Appreciate it. And all them little chairs that y'all left out there, man, you're going to look up and they're going to be made out of toothpicks. We're going to use them to scrape the buffalo out our teeth. We ain't good. Thank you.
Absolutely unbelievable. To me, my big takeaway is unbelievable what this Titans defense was able to do with nobody at corner. And Caleb Farley, man, bless his heart. He goes down, and my heart just broke for him. Torn ACL.
Baz, before you even came in, I told Brent, man, I'm going to have to eat crow at some point because you said this in the beginning, though. Like, you talked about not just the back injury,
Right.
but his injury history. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And, man, I was like, golly,
And it
man,
was
that man can't get a break.
His injury book is hefty.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And it breaks my heart for him because we know what, obviously, we know what.
Yeah.
I think the potential is there, but
Yep.
if you're not available, it doesn't matter.
Nope.
Yeah.
Disability.
But, I mean, at some point, Caleb goes down, and there was a Titans fan sitting behind me, and he was like, well, who's left?
Yeah, who
And I
goes
go, Breon Borders, baby. Let's
him out here.
go. And
North
then
Carolina's
Breon
own.
Borders should have had a pick, like,
Yeah.
very next play.
Yeah.
I mean, a healthy part of that fourth quarter, they had no cornerbacks on the bench.
Right.
And so, like, the broadcast team was talking, well, you could move Elijah to safety, move Hooker up, and let him play slot corner. And, like, I mean, it was all kinds of weird
and all
things
of
they were talking
this
about.
You hate that.
against Josh Allen.
Right.
And the number one offense
Right.
in the entire National
Right.
Football League.
Exactly.
And I was like, how do you not have Diggs one-on-one
Bingo.
everywhere at any time with anybody?
Yep.
I mean,
You're exactly right.
whew, how do you not exploit
Yeah.
that?
You know what, Babs?
So props to the Titans D for handling it.
And my props, I got props to give out, goes to all of the workers, the blue-collar workers on the team that did their job and allowed the guys, the superstar guys, the key guys to make plays. Because without them doing their job, Byer doesn't make that pick.
Yep.
Big
Jeff doesn't have
don't
the
you know what I'm saying?
amazing game that
like,
he had.
Nico also, like with the pressure, Bud Dupree just by appearance, like Landry early on, like every Derrick Henry, the O-line, Lamb started off shaky, but got it in order. And when listen, Kendall Lamb, listen to me, brother. I'll tell you what, I was ready to get in my car and drive down to the stadium. What I was going to do when I got there, I ain't got no clue. I probably wouldn't have ran up on you or anything, but I was going to get there. I was going to get there and have to tell you, man, come on, big fella. He went back to the huddle and he patted his chest and said, my fault on that play. First thing I said, man, we don't need no more of that. And boy, did he ever come back and redeem himself. Like, they kept running left. He got warmed up. He got going. And Saffold, this man,
He's playing at high level.
hey, man, man, listen to me and hear me good. I don't know if it's illegal or not, but, man, I would petition for that man to play both ways because the energy he got at this age, dude. Can you imagine him, Big Jeff, and Danico, like, golly, that man got some energy, man. He's 10 yards down the field after the play every time. Every time. It's tough.
So you saw Rodger Saffold's tweet. By the way, Rodger Saffold will be here
5 to 6
Yeah,
o'clock.
we will be
5
today.
to 6 o'clock.
Yep.
Come on out and say hi to
Sure
him.
will.
Thank him for, playing through injury like he
Man.
constantly does and doing it well.
Man.
So we'll chat with him about
Yeah,
last
showing up
night's
for
win.
us.
Yes. He tweeted, "Thank you, Lord, for allowing me to finish a game and help my team win. That is all.
Come on,
Thank
man.
you. Amen."
Come on. That's enough said.
Rodger
That's
Saffold.
enough said.
Love it.
He didn't just finish the game, though. He
No.
played at a high level. So did Ben
He
Jones.
sure did.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
guess who graded out exceptionally well? David Quesenberry.
Good.
So if you get that guy coming on,
Yeah.
because you're talking about the number one defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
And, I mean, when Derrick Henry hit that 76-yarder, that changed everything. That
Yes.
opened up the play-action game. That made some guys think before they came up too fast.
Yeah. Did you
Micah
see
Hyde,
the
who's
hole?
one of the best safeties in the NFL, had a night.
Yes,
Not a
he
good
did.
one.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. You talk about business decisions being made.
I think he has like a size 14 cleat print on his chest through the uniform
Woo! Tighten up.
on one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get your take and continue to offer ours live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs. We'd love to see you out here. If you want in, 615-737-1045. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. We'll be right back with more Titans talk on 1045 The Zone. Broadcasting live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. We've got Jim Wyatt coming up at 3:45 from TennesseeTitans.com. We've got Alan Bell taking an early look at this week's point spreads at 4:20. And speaking of that, Don said Buffalo would win.
I did.
I said that Buffalo would win.
Come on, talk that talk.
You did.
Slay said Titans are going to win.
Woo!
Yep.
And to give a little more background to the story, Slay wasn't really feeling it necessarily
wasn't.
until he got there
When I got there.
and saw all those Buffalo Bills fans talking all that smack.
Yeah,
And that affected you.
it did. I'm telling you it did. And the reason being, I said, man, I asked Dyson when he was on with us, man, did you ever get the feeling? Because I've never seen this side of it. All I see is, you drive into the arena, you get in there, you locked in. When you come out for warm-ups, maybe you look up at the crowd and stuff like that. But, man, see, I'm a little different, and I feel like they got some guys out there like Big Jeff, like Landry, like people that look up there and they see the crowd and they get them riled up. That did it for me. It was an emotional joke. And to see all those Bills fans in Nashville, like this y'all home, no, man. We got something totally different. And guess what? That's why I told Dyson. They win this game, it's going to start up front. They're going to punch them in the mouth. And they hit them people in the mouth. They made them people take 3. Go back down the field, drive down, take 3. Man, then this man King put his crown on, ran over this man, tapped one, and went home. He could have went home. You hear me? He went home, Mayor. Say something, because he went home.
He went home.
Okay, that's all I need you to
Nick
say.
Westbrook Akina with a lot of credit on a big block on
Big
that
block.
run because that's the only guy that touched Derrick Henry. Michael Hyde came up and did one of those things that we see secondary members do when Derrick Henry's coming at him.
Business decision? Is that what you call
He
it?
took a bad angle.
Hello, yeah.
And that is a very talented safety that took a really bad angle.
Yes. We talked about him early on in the week. Like, this guy gets it done back there. Man, dude different, man. 22 different.
So
22
here's what happened to me. So
different.
I said Bills on the radio right before we got off the air. And look, listen, J. Mark kind of talked about this a little bit this morning. I want the hometown team to win.
Without question.
But I'm going to give you my honest opinion, and it will be unfiltered.
You're supposed to.
All right?
Exactly.
I
So
grew
all
up
the
an Oilers
people
fan, so-
attacking me on Twitter because I picked the Bills, like,
Don't you want that? Because when she does pick the Titans, it's because she really –
I really think
Nothing
the
against
Titans are
Slade.
Yeah, I was
going
like, wait a minute.
to
Nothing against
win.
Slade.
What you saying? Wait a minute.
I'm sorry,
I know.
but that was a hell
Straight
of a
up.
performance from the Titans. There is no way going in that you can look at the analytics, look at the losses that the Titans had in personnel, and look at what Josh Allen and that offense was doing, and sit there and say,
No.
absolutely, the Titans are going to win this
Without
game. There's
question.
just no way.
except for his reason. And that's why I was conflicted. Because all of the numbers, all the analytics pointed not only to a Buffalo win, but a Buffalo win
smoking.
going away, except for what Slay kept saying. This is what they do.
This is.
This is what they do. We've all seen it.
Over
so
and over
many
and
times.
over and over and over. That's,
How
and that's
often
the problem.
do we talk about the analytics that don't factor in momentum?
Yep.
They don't factor in emotions.
Yep.
They don't
Yep.
factor in any
Yep.
of that.
Yep.
And on top of it, here's what else they don't factor in. And I did bring this up multiple times yesterday during the show of the whole, well, look at the teams that Buffalo has done
did
this
say that.
against
You did say that.
because it included the Jets and the Jags.
You did.
Yep.
So could there be some inflated numbers there? Because it's hard for us to tell because the Titans are like one of the worst teams of going and laying a freaking egg against those kind of teams, whereas the Bills certainly did not do that, and maybe the stats were padded a little bit because 2 of those opponents were the Jets and Jags.
But to your point, too, even Vegas thought the same thing. Up to an hour leading up to the game, they changed the line again and made it 6.5. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like,
the only Vegas analyst I saw that went Titans was Todd Furman
that's
when
all-
he was on our show on Wednesday.
did.
He
Yep.
said, I see value in the Tennessee Titans with this number.
Yep.
Now, he's going to come at you with a different take about the Kansas City Chiefs game.
Right.
So
And it's spot on, too,
we'll talk
Whatever
with him
that may be.
tomorrow about that.
because he hits it.
But when you consider everything that was going on in that game, The fact that the Titans came out with a win is flat out amazing.
Hey, man.
I mean, two
They
torn
lost
ACLs.
6 guys.
They had no
during
cornerbacks
the
left.
game. 6
Like out.
during the game.
Out of the game.
Like, hey, Amy
they were coming
Wells,
back.
sideline injury report.
Yeah.
They're out.
Like, that's
6.
tough. Yeah.
When they're already, when they were already 23
Yep.
deep on an injury report at some point this year.
That's
Like,
what makes you ask questions, too. Because it was a lot of blown coverage that we saw. And we keep harping on communication.
Janoris Jenkins had a tough night.
Hey, man. Oh, my gosh. Like, hey, brother.
Again.
Hey, brother. If we got to get in this film room, we got to go talk to somebody. We got to reach out to Will and them mom and daddy with Brentwood hearing so we can make sure you hear it during the game. Like, we got to get all this in, man, because
You think
it's got to be something.
You think it needs hearing aids?
I mean, it's got to be. I mean, it's something. It's
Ronnie
something.
and Ann Bowling, let's go.
Watch
I'm
this.
just
Watch
saying.
this. Speaking of Will Bowling, who is here,
Yeah.
he is the president and CEO of Zone Digital Experience. He is currently rooting for a tie in whatever soccer
Yeah.
game this is because he bet on a tie.
Babs, he bet on a tie.
I might vomit in the middle of Buffalo Wild Wings right now.
You and
The man
AJ.
bet
That
on a tie,
anybody
man.
could pull for a tie.
By the
That's
way-
like betting the under
By the
on
way-
anything.
by the
That's
way-
just bunk.
This game is deep, and it's 2-2.
It is.
It's
They've been
2-2.
cheering the whole time. Like, please, one more. Tie it.
Oh my gosh. At least there's been 4 goals.
Yeah.
At least it's not a 0-0 tie.
But you know what we do have to give props to for those blown coverages. When you get a pass rush happening like this, and to me, I felt they learned something. I don't know if this just happened to be coincidental or what. Zach Wilson was killing the Titans, rolling out to his right and being able to throw. Josh Allen was doing the same. When he found Cole Beasley, he was rolling to his right. When he had to go to his left, he had to tuck it and run. Cole Beasley was standing in the back of the end zone wide open, but he couldn't look up because you got these guys breathing down his neck, and you don't let them roll right. So I don't know if that was part of the game plan. I know Coach Mack said you cage rush them. Whatever it was, man, repeat performance. We need it. We need it.
Josh Allen was sacked 3 times. He had only been sacked 5 times the entire season. Harold Landry with 2 of them. So that's back-to-back games for 2 sacks for Harold Landry. Contract year, baby.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Brinks truck, where you at?
He's coming. And I thought they did a good job of pressuring Josh Allen up the middle with Big Jeff and with Nico Autry.
Yeah.
I thought both those guys played
And you know what,
exceptionally
man?
well. And then David Long Jr.
Oh, man, that man out there, he might. No, okay, David Long. Now, I believe in you. But, man, this man might got. You're supposed to have a green dot on your helmet when you're able to communicate with the coaches. What do you have on your helmet when you got a navigation in your pads? Because that man find the ball every single time. It's amazing.
You think he has GPS in his
Yeah,
pad?
man, that man tracking the ball like that, man. He in the huddle. That man cheating. And listen, I'm for the Titans. But y'all need to check that man because that man cheating, man.
Like if Joe Milton somehow got in the game and threw it into the mezzanine, he would knock it down.
You find a way. I don't know. He might take him up there with it, but Milton's a little different. But
Ryan-
that man is playing out of his mind.
Ryan Tannehill, at one point they put a stat up on the television copy. He was 9 of 20 for like 70-something yards. He then went 8 of 9 the rest of the way and ended up with
Tannehill
216.
struggled
Yeah,
early.
he did.
He found
Struggled.
the play action in route game that we talked about yesterday.
Yep.
Those in breaking routes for A.J. Brown, and they found something there and got it done.
And that I don't even maybe 6 inches that separation that he's getting. You see what what Julio bring to it, just that little bit of separation from the corner that we wasn't getting on the weeks that they were out. That makes a world of difference for him.
Like, we haven't even said A.J. Brown's
Right,
name.
right.
I mean, the amount of players that stepped
I
up.
said that he's probably in here throwing up next to you.
Oh, yeah, you know, that's right. Yes.
tough night for Chipotle.
Yeah. Oof. And if you missed it, by the way,
Yeah.
he admitted, I'm definitely not getting any endorsements from Chipotle
is.
after I talk about this
Yeah,
food
food
poisoning.
poisoning.
But
I mean, happened anywhere.
But you got him.
It can happen anywhere. But like the number of players that stepped up big time in this game to make this happen
Yep.
is long. The
Yep.
list is long.
Very.
List of callers wanting to weigh in is
That's long,
too.
too.
You want to talk to the people?
Oh, man, the people got to get on the line, man.
All right, let's go to D and Goodlettsville.
Come on, D.
First up today on 3HL. Hey, D, what's up?
Hey, man, can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes.
got you.
Loud and clear.
Hey, man, I love y'all, man. I need to come down and buy y'all some wings my damn self today.
Man, no, they took them all to Buffalo, D. We don't want them. We just want these
Man,
little.
look here, they made me a lot of money last night. Even the bookies had them wrote off losing.
So
that game.
did.
I'm gonna tell you, man, I got them figured out on the teams that they scheduled to lose against. That's when I need to be betting heavy. And you know they're going to win next week, but they're going to drop that one with the Colts.
I think they lose to Kansas City and beat the Colts.
We're going to be talking again next week. I'm telling you, they're going to win that game next week. You're going to remember this phone call.
I got you,
They're
D,
going
man.
to lose next week.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
But you know what the funny thing
Titans
is?
going to take out the Chiefs
The funny thing about
in the
that-
short week with no cornerbacks.
I'm like, dude, like,
Hey,
how is this so?
you never know.
That's the crazy thing. How is that so predictable?
They spent so much on this.
Yeah.
And
They did.
And it's right there for the taking. Also, when you got the Jets and the Jags, and you expect them to go out and drop one of them, just like you
Jets
expect
and the
them to win.
Jags.
Like this is.
I mean,
amazing.
think about how
when do you change the narrative?
I don't
It
know.
has
I mean,
to.
they just kind of are what they are. Like,
Yeah, but you can that team right there would never win a Super Bowl, and it put me on record. That team right there,
unless
the
they're
team
like a 12-point underdog in the Super Bowl or something.
Oh, yeah.
Then they're ready to go.
Somebody in trouble then. Like, yeah, but I don't know how you make
This
it
is-
to that point.
This is how crazy the NFL is. Think about Indianapolis and what it took for them to blow that lead against Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
They'd be 3-3 right now.
Yep.
Think about last night's game, and the Titans beat the Bills.
Yeah.
If the Titans lose that game, they're 3-3. Instead, it's 4-2 and 2-4 with a win in the hand.
Hey, man.
I mean,
That's crazy.
and I felt it yesterday. I'm like, it's not a big deal if the Titans drop this one, right? It's not the end of the
Not the
season.
end of the
It's
world.
not the end of the world.
Okay.
But man, it sure would help
Yes.
long term if they can get a win against an AFC team.
'Cause you're
And-
looking
and
at the
there you go.
playoffs.
Yeah, you playoffs.
I mean, playoffs.
Playoffs. By the way, real quick, Titans transactions.
Yes.
Safety Brady Breeze activated from IR to the 53-man roster.
Sounds like a weatherman or a disc jockey.
Brady Breeze.
That's
I mean, he's a Duke kid, right?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, Carolina kid. Yep. No. State of North Carolina. I think
Okay.
you're right on Duke. Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
let me.
Don't
let
start
me
messing
sway
with
You
her.
better
with
watch
Don't let me
out. You
sway.
can't say Carolina kid talking about a Duke kid.
You are right.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
All right, there you go.
That's the second time you've apologized to her today.
Waived.
It's only 3:33.
I'm sorry.
Punter Johnny Townsend
Yeah.
waived from the active roster, so that means we should expect Brett Kern back, correct?
Sorry, Townsend.
No, Brady Breeze, Oregon.
Tough
Oregon,
business.
that's
Breon
right.
Borders.
Breon Borders is a Duke kid, right?
I mean, yeah.
Duke kid.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brady Breeze and Breon Borders. It's the
bad.
double B that got me. I got your schools mixed up. I'm
Listen,
sorry.
it's unfortunate we're even talking about either one of those guys.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real.
Yes, that's
Sorry,
a great point.
Sorry, dudes.
Obviously, corner Caleb Farley put on IR, and wide receiver Cameron Batson also put on IR. Torn ACLs. The reports
got-
on those two.
I've got all kinds of stats that I'm just going to randomly throw out there over the course of today's broadcast about how amazing Derrick Henry is. Not that you need him, but it's interesting. It's like, when you're doing a proof in high school and like you need the, to reason out how you got to where you got.
Yeah.
I'll have some of that. Here's one.
Show your work.
Here's
I need
one.
you to show your work.
Here's one. John Glennon. Derrick Henry posted his 4th career rushing touchdown of at least 75 yards last night when he went 76. The only other NFL running backs with at least 4 career rushing touchdowns of at least 75 yards are CJ, who had 7, Adrian Peterson, who had 6, O.J. Simpson, who had 5, Jamal Charles, Tony Dorsett, and Barry Sanders had 4.
Forgot about Jamal.
So he tied those guys. It's amazing what he's doing.
This man.
He is, right now, if the season stopped today, he would have to be the NFL MVP. I'm telling you. And it's not like Titans goggles or anything like that.
No.
Nope.
Just in terms of what he's on pace
This
for.
is amazing. The year after
listen,
what he did.
And Rodger Saffold will be here 5 to 6 today. Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs. Come meet him. He's an awesome dude. I got the feeling from him last time we talked to him that this offensive line and this football team wants Derrick Henry to get over 2,000 yards in 16 games, so there's no talk about, well, it took 17.
Right.
Like, there's no asterisk. Now, it might take 17 to break the 2105, but he's on pace for more than 2,000 yards in 16 games again, which would be back-to-back seasons. You cannot tell me a running back in the National Football League where the running backs are dispensable based on how games are officiated and the pay scale and all those things. You can't tell me a guy that goes back-to-back 2,000-yard seasons isn't the NFL MVP.
No,
I don't care what anybody else does.
No, that ain't right.
Nobody's ever done it. Nobody's ever come close to doing it. He gets 2,000 yards, MVP.
I know a lot of people will say it's this year only, right? The MVP is not a lifetime achievement award, but I feel like you do have to look at the domination here recently, right? Because so I sent Robbie over the Titans, who handles media relations, because I was handling the Titans Monday Night Football promo for our game on Friday night against Oregon, right? So I'm like, I want the most impressive Derrick Henry stat. Like, I'm about to sell the fact that nobody is talking about Derrick Henry, or not nobody, but there's not a huge talk about Derrick Henry for MVP at this point because I think it's bunk. So what's like one of the greatest, right? Derrick Henry stats. And this is what he gave me.
Right.
And this like puts it all into perspective, I feel like. Over his last 40 games, right? And I understand that MVP is a this year award, but over his last 40 games, Henry has produced the highest rushing total, 4,792 yards in NFL history over any other 40-game period. So that breaks Jim Brown's mark of 4,759 from the early 1960s. That is a large amount of time to show what he has done from a dominating standpoint.
Yes.
To show... What, are you watching soccer? Are you watching ties here? You're distracting me.
Will just got screwed. He needs another goal.
Yes.
Somebody scored. Anyway,
So anyway, but people will come at you and say, well, it's not a lifetime achievement. It is a this year. Okay, well, guess what? He just racked up his 5th straight 100-yard rushing game, and not just like 101, 100.
Yeah.
He just racked up his 5th straight for the first time in his career. So, and he did it on Monday Night Football on a huge stage with an offensive line that is beat up to hell. And
that part's amazing.
that
right there.
part makes it even more impressive.
Plus, everybody's keying on him. I mean, everybody's in the box, all of those things.
You know
He's the
exactly what they're
franchise.
going to do.
He's the franchise guy.
The last running back to win it was Adrian Peterson. I'll give you his numbers when he won the MVP. When we come back, take more of your phone calls. We're at Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs. We'd love to see you. Come have a beer. Eat some wings. Traditional wings are 2 for 1, so you get 6, you really get 12. Or in Slay's case, somehow he gets 18. That was amazing to watch that. And a Shirley Temple.
I love it.
He did another Shirley Temple.
Shirley Temple. He's all
Every
in.
single time I'm going to do a Shirley Temple.
We'll be right back. 3HL 1045 The Zone. With the call on Titans Radio. I love how he started the call. There he goes. Because you could tell, right when he took the handoff, he hit elite speed. He saw that hole.
Listen, man.
And then Nick Westbrook-Akina with the block in the hole.
Huge block. And when you see that hole, that's what Derrick Henry said in his press conference. I just see the hole and go.
Micah Hyde didn't want any.
Man, listen. I love everybody to play the physical sport. Man, please don't run up on that man. Derrick Henry different, man. Listen, man. Will had the man on the T-shirt yesterday, Josh Norman, man. Like, you don't want to be on no T-shirt, dog.
He did have a stiff arm of a defensive lineman yesterday on a 3-yard loss. That was great.
Please don't be that guy.
I mentioned Shannon Sharp tweeted. We'll get to Jim Wyatt here in just a second. Shannon Sharp tweeted, are we sure Derrick Henry isn't the MVP? The last running back to win the MVP, Adrian Peterson in 2012. So you've had 8 straight quarterbacks to win the award. 2,097 yards, 12 touchdowns. Amazing. Derrick Henry has 10 touchdowns in 6 games.
But when they mention these MVPs, though, it's all quarterbacks.
He's on pace for 2,088.
That's a problem, though, man. That's a problem.
And I know it's not like a multi-year award, but if you get a running back go over 2,000 yards 2 years in a row.
Man, I don't care.
You can't.
Come on, dog.
In a league that wants you to throw the football. Titans are contrarian to that for sure.
That.
Jim Wyatt joins us, TennesseeTitans.com, as we broadcast live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs. We'd love to see you. Rodger Saffold, our player guest from 5 until 6 o'clock, and Ron Slay's Miller Lite Wash Away Toast coming up at 4:45. Anybody that's here will get a Miller Lite to toast with Ron Slay.
I know you want some.
It's an event.
You better know it. You better know it.
Jim, huge win against the Buffalo Bills, and that's what this team does. One of the best teams in the league comes in here. Next thing you know, they're going home with an L.
Yeah, it's crazy. And, it was a great atmosphere last night, one of the better games that's ever been played in that stadium. And it was well-timed on a Monday night. So, great win. Got another team coming in. It's funny, I just tweeted out the game capsule for this Sunday's game. I mean, you have a great win, and you can't celebrate alone because you got another really good team coming in here on Sunday. But certainly can feel good about it. Now you got to get healthy and got to get ready to play again in just a short amount of time.
Obviously, that game will take a lot out of just about anyone involved, right? Like mentally, emotionally, all those things. But this league is such an on to the next thing kind of deal. There's no rest for the weary, as you mentioned. Kansas City, I know their record isn't what a lot of people expected it to be, but that's still a high-powered offense coming in here.
It definitely is, and now you're facing them a short week, and you've got to figure out some things from an injury standpoint. I mean, this team was already down Kristen Fulton, who went on IR, leading up to the game, and now without Caleb Farley, you lose Cam Batson. You'll see Julio Jones leave that game early. Chris Jackson left early. Taylor Lewan left early. I mean, it was crazy. I don't know if I can ever remember a game when so many players left and then were ruled out. But so that's what the Titans were faced with, and now they're faced with trying to figure out who's going to fill some of those spots. So, part of that process came today when Farley and Batson went on IR. Brady Breeze has been activated. gives a little more depth at the safety position. Johnny Townsend was cut, which you would think, paves the way for Brett Kern to come back. But you're going to need more guys in the mix, and, that'll come with probably some roster moves at the start of the practice week, I would think, and then maybe at the end when you do practice and see some of the guys that are on the practice squad. But, you just can't I would imagine practices this week will be a little bit lighter at the start, especially tomorrow, non-contact, probably more walkthroughs, and then try to get guys' legs back and then turn it up a little bit more on Thursday or Friday. But it was really remarkable. I mean, to win a game like that, just to show the resiliency when you have so many guys going out and you keep falling behind, you keep coming back. You guys were talking about Derrick Henry when I came on. Just incredible that teams game plan to stop him, and he still does what he does, and he did against a team that was just great on defense leading into that game. So one of the better wins that I can remember since covering the team. And but again, it doesn't get any easier. Now you got a tough stretch of games coming up, but at least you got this one behind you and you got a win out of it.
Jim Wyatt with us, TennesseeTitans.com. You mentioned Derrick Henry reached a top speed of 21.8 miles per hour, fastest speed by a ball carrier this season, fastest speed of Henry's career. I kept saying in the offseason in these workout videos, he looked faster to me, if that's possible. But, man, he was hitting the hole hard and fast last night.
Yeah, and it's funny. I watch him in practices, and he doesn't really open it up in practices like he does in games when you've got people chasing after you, you're trying to score. So when he gets into the open field, I mean, it is always incredible to me to see him running away from people, just the size that he is. And I think it speaks to his work ethic. I mean, it speaks to the phenomenal athlete that he is. He takes such great pride in what he does. And Mike Vrabel talked about last night. He's put this team on his back so many times, and loves doing it. So Titans are lucky they've got him. I mean, I think we should all be thankful we're seeing him, play in his, seeing him, up close, watching him, because he's going to go down as one of the best backs in NFL history. Just hope he can stay healthy and keep it going.
I talked with former Titans linebacker coach Tyrone McKenzie when they drafted David Long, and I asked him about him. Like, what do you see in him? And he said he is a see-ball, hit-ball guy. And he said, I can't wait to get him on the practice field and get to work with him. And he said he really could turn into a beast. And that's what we're seeing with this guy. I mean, Ron Slay painted the picture perfectly. He said, I think the guy's got GPS in his shoulder pads. He's always at the football.
Yeah, I love the way he plays. I mean, he's just so aggressive and so fast, and got such a kind of a great football IQ. I mean, he did get the penalty early that I'm sure he'll be coached up on. It took away an early sack and gave the Titans a penalty. But when you play like he does, you're probably sometimes going to get penalties like that. And all he really needed was an opportunity. Unfortunately, because of injuries, he's gotten one, and now I don't think there's any turning back. And that affects not just this year, but looking ahead to next year when you've got two linebackers, Rashaan Evans and Jayon Brown, with expiring contracts, and then you've got David Long, who's playing so well and has proven he deserves to be out there. So he's not only changed the look of the defense for 2021, but I think you have to know that he's going to be in the equation moving forward as well.
I think a lot of Titans fans are looking ahead and looking at how thin the secondary is. Slay, we're on the same page.
We are.
How thin the secondary is, especially at corner. Obviously, Christian Fulton put on IR yesterday, which means that yesterday's game actually counted as game one, right, or week one. So that's good news, I guess, as long as he's healthy enough to come back. But what are the Titans' options there? What does it look like at corner deep into the depth chart? I mean, what kind of maybe talk Titans fans off the ledge there when you look at how thin that secondary is? If you can.
Well, I mean, some of it hinges on Chris Jackson. I don't know what kind of injury he's dealing with, because he was knocked in and out, and I think it was maybe an ankle that he was dealing with during the course of the game. There were so many last night. I'm pretty certain that's it. But he was back and forth. So if he's in the equation, then obviously you got, Janoris Jenkins there. You have Elijah Molden in the mix. The good thing, Amani Hooker was back last night. Brady Breeze is back at safety. But then Chris Jones is a guy that's on the practice squad. Breon Bodie Calhoun also on the practice squad. I would think both those guys, will be candidates to come back, and it's just a matter of how deep you have to go. I mean, I would think at this point you probably have to start looking elsewhere to bring guys in just to get you through. I mean, and because Kansas City's going to do the same thing Buffalo did. I mean, Buffalo plays, goes 3-4 wide, 85, 90% of the time, and the Chiefs do the same thing. So, you've got to be ready for the practice week. You got to be ready for game week. And some of those guys I just mentioned I've been impressed with them during the practice week watching them. So I think it's really difficult when you're bringing guys in off the street and then saying, hey, you're playing in 5 days. It's different when you've had some guys on the practice squad working with them day in and day out, and that's the case in two of those guys I just mentioned. So that helps, and I would expect maybe one, if not both of them, to be available either as just a straight promotion or just a game day activation, which you can do with each of those guys twice during the season.
Great stuff.
And then Fulton's back. Hopefully Fulton's back, because Fulton could last even longer than the 3-week minimum. I think you got to keep that in mind. Some guys are ready immediately. You may have to watch it with him even later.
Jim Wyatt, great stuff, man. Appreciate you. TennesseeTitans.com @JWyattSports. Thank you, Jimmy.
You have a good one. Thank you.
Thanks,
All right, there he is, Jim Wyatt. When we come back, we'll start the 4 o'clock hour. More Titans talk. We'll go back to the phones. If you're on hold, stay there. We'll get to you. 615-737-1045. Then Cool Springs at Buffalo Wild Wings. Brent Doherty, that was Ron Slade.
Yeah.
Ron Slade,
Yeah.
for sure.
In the building.
Certainly.
Hey, I'm in the building. Best believe I'm in the building.
That.
I believe
Ready.
the Titans were too. In the
Building. Car ain't got no rules. Time for the show.
Red B.
Best believe I'm in the building.
Well, they produced a hell of a show last night, didn't they, man?
Titans Radio, best
Oh
in the
my
world.
gosh.
Man.
Oh,
Best
if you
in
missing
the
that,
world.
if you missing that while the game's going on, man, I advise you to tune in to both. It's special.
Coach Mack and Mike Keith with the call on Big Jeff's stop was phenomenal. We will
Phenomenal.
continue to play that. Joe Hunk, do you have that available to you right now
Yeah.
with the game on the line and a quarterback sneak coming
Give me 3 seconds.
with a 6'5",
2,
237-pound quarterback
4,
needing
5,
like 6 inches to get the first down?
Got it.
7 seconds, Joe.
But then Big Jeff did this.
Allen under center. Sneaking. I don't know. He did not make that. I do not know. Let's see where they spot it. He did not make that. The Titans think they have stopped it. Let's wait. Allen tried to sneak. He got nothing, or so it appeared. They did it. They got it. They did it. They did it. Yes. Not yes. Not yes. Hell yes.
Coach Mack, a national treasure, will have
I
him
like
on
that.
tomorrow
So good.
at 3:20 and get his take on this game. By the way,
I
Buffalo
do
Wild
love,
Wings.
just real quick,
Yeah.
how Mike Keith was like professional. Like, we don't know
Yeah.
yet. He's
That's how
doing
he is.
They wanna
his
jump the
job
gun.
of like waiting, and
It's
Coach
the-
Mack is like, no.
Coach Mack, no.
It's the whole thing with the field goal at the end of the game. You wait for the officials to
Exactly.
say good or no good.
Because
That's
you
what
don't
he
want to
was
make
doing.
the wrong call.
Right.
Yeah, that is a funny contrast that I definitely noticed. Now, yesterday, Don went Buffalo Bills. I went Buffalo Bills. Slay went
Titans.
because this is what they do.
Yeah.
They beat teams like
They
this.
love it. They love it.
So as I was walking out of the building, I thought
Out the building.
these Buffalo Bills fans wanted me to take their picture with the stadium in the background, and she was like, "You probably hate us." I was like, "No, we don't hate you. We got a lot of wins against you guys."
Hey, man.
And she didn't know what to say, but I
Hey.
took the picture.
That's
And then
nice.
I went to the car, and I started to think, I wonder how much money I can make with the Buffalo Bills minus 9.5. Because I was like convinced in my head, based on the numbers and the analytics and all of those things, that the Bills were not only going to win, but they were going to win big.
They pointed
So I
to
wanted to win big. And then something happened.
it. What happened?
There was a little Ron Slade sitting over my shoulder. Don't do it.
I'm out here.
Don't do it, Mayor.
I'm out here on shoulders.
Don't do it, Mayor. This is what they do, Mayor.
This is it.
So what did I do? Titans money line. Boom.
Welcome
Wow.
to the party, baby. That's the
Wow.
party right there. Welcome to the party.
That's a gutsy choice right there.
Party, Babs. You know what I did? I took the 6.5, took the 6, took the money line, and took the over. Dude, I walked around.
You felt that good about
I walked
it?
away from that stadium like, man, this is it.
You were clairvoyant.
Like, without question.
If
Like,
you would have told me you were doing that, I would have been like, Slay, stop.
I know you would have. That's why, yeah. And I
That-
would
I
have been
mean, it-
easily persuaded, too.
She would have wet blanketed you.
Yeah, I know.
I
it.
would have, big time. But good for you.
I could feel it, man. I could feel it.
Like
I could feel it.
Phil Collins.
In the air tonight.
While you were gone, we played that song under like an entire
Oh.
segment, and it was glorious.
Wow.
I'm
That was
glad I
wrong.
was gone.
No,
But
Babs,
we
you
were
need to
talking
be
about
up there.
Tennessee and Ole Miss. We were wrong about that one.
Yes, we were. In a sense. I mean, yeah, we were. I picked a new one.
I probably would have brought you back down to earth for that one, too.
Dude, it was radio perfection. I
That
mean,
was beautiful.
we had it going. You know, when the drums hit, it's like a minute and a half into that song.
Yeah.
So we were like talking about the game with that underneath, and then
Yeah.
we even took a call while the
Yep.
music was playing underneath. And then right before we went to break, I told Hunk, pot that thing up. And he potted it up, and the drums hit,
It
and
was
we
on.
went to break.
It was on.
And
it
I
was
was like-
just like perfect.
It was beautiful.
I was
Yeah.
like, I get good. This radio goosebumps.
It was beautiful.
I'm breaking my arm, patting ourselves on the back because that's not easy to do. Like produce something like that on live.
On the
Oh,
fly.
No, it
We
never
were very
works
proud
out.
of ourselves, Babs. You
Yeah.
would have been.
Which-
You would have been proud.
We're not going to talk about this today, but Adam Sparks, who everybody here in town knows used to cover Vanderbilt, he is now the beat writer covering the Tennessee Vols, and he
Yep.
tweeted a quote today from a Tennessee player just talking about basically the culture and the coaching staff and all of that there at Tennessee. And I thought it was very telling. And I want to get into that conversation tomorrow. I think today everybody wants to talk.
Topic.
It's a long form topic, but it's very telling about what was going on at Tennessee and what is going on at Tennessee now.
Yep.
And so we can kind of hop into that at what Josh Heupel has really managed to do there with the existing players that I think were a little bit jaded.
And the coaches as well.
Yeah.
We are.
And the entire coaching staff, really, yeah.
Broadcasting live at Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs. We would love to see you. Coming up at 4:45, the Miller Lite Wash Away Toast. If you're here, you'll get a Miller Lite. They're handing out 24 of them. The crowd here in Cool Springs, I'm feeling good about where we're going to be here in a little bit.
Great.
There are a lot of people sitting here drinking beer, eating wings.
On the way.
In the bar area.
In the building.
We would love to see you. So we're doing that at 4:45. You've got a chance to win Titans Saints tickets simply by coming here, getting your name in the box. We will give away tickets in the 5:45. You just start laughing without her even saying it.
Long snort.
We'll give away the tickets in the 5:45 segment, so make sure you get that done. Also, if Ryan Tannehill throws 2 touchdown passes in a game, Buffalo Wild Wings will give a free app for the next 3 days.
Come on, Tanny.
In the Chiefs game?
In general, any game.
Just in general.
He had no touchdown passes in this one. It's okay, they won.
Didn't need to.
But when he does have 2, they'll give a free app for the next 3 days at Buffalo Wild Wings. So
Nice.
let's get all that done. By the way, we broadcast live from Two Rivers Ford tomorrow in Mount Juliet. We'll tell you more about that in just a little bit. We put a tweet out where you can help Dawn beat Ramon Foster in a friendly battle of who can raise more money.
Don't really know. Yeah, that thing. That's what I was saying, Hong. That's what I was
By
thinking.
the way,
It's savage on savage.
like Ramon is savage.
Yeah.
I mean, it started
like low-key
at like
savage.
4. No, it's not even low key. It started at 4 a.m. this morning. Like he is so freaking competitive.
Yeah, oh yeah, he want to win. Yeah. He
And
gonna go in.
it like grates on me. Like it annoys me.
All right, well, your crew can help
Because
you.
I'm competitive too. I think
who's
that's
Bab's
probably
crew?
why. Well, so here's how it all works.
Everybody listening right now.
Yes, real quick, October breast cancer awareness. So Two Rivers Ford is teaming up with the American Cancer Society to help raise money, and this is all to fight breast cancer. So Matthew Barker started this whole, which, by the way, he does a ton of charity fundraising and all of that for people in our community. So he started the
great family.
Yes, the Real Men Wear Pink campaign. And so basically, Ramon and I are going against each other. So 3HL listeners, I want you to donate more than the J Mart and Ramon team.
Break.
It's like morning versus afternoon here.
We need you.
Yes. So all the information is on our 3HL Twitter at Dawn Davenport T, and I also just retweeted it. But basically, donate anything. And in the last name segment of where you can go donate online, just put DD
For Don Devon.
for Dawn Davenport. So do last name. So it'll be like Brent
kidding.
Doherty and then a space, and then you put DD.
Yeah.
So that way,
Designated
there you
driver.
go. Yes. So that way, Matthew and everybody at Two Rivers Ford
Why are you laughing?
knows that you are on Team Dawn. Okay? Yes.
Listen, man, I need to be on Team Dawn. I want to be on Team Dawn
You gotta be.
Yes.
because
You
I
ain't
don't
got no
want to
choice.
not be on Team Dawn.
Oh, you ain't got no choice.
Yes. And if you're in Mount Juliet, come see us tomorrow, too.
See, I'm really torn.
Sure.
I got to ride with Babs.
I know, and that's your brother. Like, that's brutal.
Yeah, but she'll come at you like a spider monkey.
I will.
I'm gonna ride
Like,
with Babs.
every day for the rest of your 3HL life.
Babs can get to my house faster than Ramon can, so I got to go with Babs on this.
Oh, yes, I win there.
Also, I think Ramon's a little more forgiving too.
Maybe.
How about this? You can donate both. Just make the Dawn Davenport
Bigger. There
donation
we go.
better.
Yep.
Bigger.
Say no
Bigger
more.
and better.
Yep.
There
Bigger,
you go.
better. All right,
There you
yeah, we'll tell you more about that. The tweet is on our feed at 3HL1045, so go there and you'll be able to figure it out. And please share the tweet, retweet it, like it, all of those things.
By the way, Buck Clown, he like did this whole entire like video supporting Ramon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
sad.
Anyway.
Well, he just likes to dig at you.
He
Just
chose-
I
like,
know.
sides.
He does. He like gets joy out. You know why? Because he knew he was wrong with his dumb tweet this weekend, which he actually admitted.
He did.
Admitted, but not on air. So anyway, Go ahead. Sorry. Handle business. I'm sorry. I put us late
I
to
like
break.
it, Babs. I like it.
I'm going to get fired. Here we go.
Hunk has
Sorry,
told
Hunk.
us to break twice. Here's the thing. When we come back, Alan Bell's going to take an early look at the point spreads. But before we do that, Cuzzo Mike, hang on, bro. Also, who else we got
got
on?
you.
Who else we got on? Mike and Inglewood, always up to no good. Hang on. We'll take both of those phone calls. See, Babs got the Pulp Fiction joke. Look at that. It's amazing.
We did that.
See,
We did that.
We're growing here.
We did that.
We're growing. All right, we'll do all of those things when we come back. 3HL 1045 this on.
Loan Pronto and Auto Play.
Just got Buffalo's number. That's just how I feel, man. They just got. You always run into that team, man, that you may be better than or whatever.
Right?
They got the number.
Kentucky, Tennessee.
What?
No, I'm talking about Tennessee football normally against Kentucky football. They usually always beat Kentucky, regardless.
Okay. Yeah,
Relax.
you're all right. Yes, you're right.
Deep breaths, Slade.
Okay.
Deep breaths.
Wait a minute, Babsy.
Yes.
We on the same team. Don't you do that to me today?
Yes. No.
Victory day.
Plus, you got to get ready for this Ron Slade wash away Miller Lite toast coming up.
Oh yeah. We're gonna wash it away, baby. We're gonna wash it away.
By the way, Tennessee has won 4 out of the last 6 in the basketball series against Kentucky.
Yes, they have.
As well.
Yeah.
All right, Cuzzo Mike next up on 3HL. Mike, what's up, man?
Cuzzo.
What's happening?
What's happening?
Hey, the roof is still on, man.
Man, the roof ain't going back on, Cuzzo.
The roof is going back on.
No, it can't go back on. You got to keep it off.
That's right. That's right. Don't you confuse me like that, like God just did.
Yes, you
Don't
just did me
do
like that. You're right.
Look, man. Look, I'm still pumped from last night, man.
Yeah.
For real. I called off from work today. I just been pacing around the house, walking to the corner store. With my pimp walk going strong and my Titans hat on. Man, it feels good to finally. Hey, Brent. You said you had a little Slay on your shoulder.
I did.
I've been little Cuzzo on Slay's shoulder, let him know, don't you count us out. Our back against the wall, embrace the underdog. And I'm glad you listened, homie, and you put the money on it. And I've been saying it, man. Brent know, and Brent, I didn't listen to you for years. We finally didn't have. Did we just become best friends? We finally had.
Listen, man.
That moment,
hey,
yeah.
you said that
good about Kansas City either.
You said the Colts game isn't the one to worry about. It's the Jets game. So you were right on both of those. And then you said this is what the Titans do against the Bills. Man, you got it going. I'm going to have you on my shoulder from here on out.
Hey. Well, like I said, we had a best friend moment because this Kansas City game is the one we need to worry about. Brent, I got that game from listening to y'all for so many years, bro. You know how they go. This is just Titans history. It's in our DNA. I know it's hard sometimes. I know it sucks. But, hey, we shock and we come up big when we need to. So this Kansas City game, Slay, I got one for you. We beat Kansas City. You'll never hear me say when our back is against the wall because that's going to let me know Vrabel then really adjust it and turn things around. But, yeah, man, let's taste the air and just taste it because it tastes good and it feels good even up here in Cleveland where it smelled like burnt rubber and fish. It still smells good.
Right.
So I'm
right.
off of here, man.
I love, baby.
Man.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right, Cuzzo. Well, Jacksonville people say we smell like mayonnaise, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't nobody care about Jacksonville.
Let's go Mike and Inglewood next
We
up.
won the AFC South.
And then we'll get to Alan Bell with some point spread picks. Mike, what's up?
Hey, just wondering, do you know whether or not there's like a webcam where we can watch Derrick Henry's garden online?
His garden?
I don't get it.
Well, I mean, you call it Nissan Stadium. But he's been going through there like a Massey Ferguson, and I done watched him plant both some Colts and a few Buffaloes last night, and I'd just like to see what comes up come springtime when planting season's over.
Got to make sure that thing good and fertilized.
There you go, Mike. Thank you, bro.
That's what's up.
Alan Bell joins us from Sportsline.com, presented by Genesis Auto Brokers. Hate the hassle of traditional dealerships. Start the easiest car buying experience at GenesisAutoBrokers.com. Alan Bell, at Alan Bell 247, Sportsline.com. Hey, B, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? What's up? Big game last night. It was a heck of a win.
Hey, man, I took those winnings, and I immediately, before I went to sleep, you know what I did? I got on Sportsline.com. Actually, I got on the app, and I started looking at some of those graded college football games. And for those that don't know, number one, go there, get signed up, all those things.
Yes.
And you can see games that they list as an A, a B, and a C. And you can make your picks accordingly.
That was a rhyme.
Absolutely. You know what? We got to record that for a promo for us. That's fantastic. Thank you. You're exactly right.
Words are my business. Hey, he's laughing. All right, hey, we got a bunch of games coming up this weekend, and where do you want to start? Let's make it Alan Bell's choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's start with LSU at Ole Miss. All right.
Cool.
So let's start right there. LSU or Ole Miss is what, 9.5 point favorite at home?
Yeah, because Lane Kiffin's been making some comments about his quarterback maybe not playing.
Yeah, he's been making some comments. Now, I'll say this. They're honoring Eli Manning out there. They painted the end zones, okay? Painted the word Manning in there to honor. But it's not.
Oh, you mean for Arch, to honor Arch?
Yeah, exactly.
Bingo. Arch Manning is in the house, and trust me, Lane Kiffin is doing everything that he can to get this kid out there. Now, he finds himself an interesting spot because his old buddy, Ed Orgeron, is going to be across the sideline, not going to be the head coach. And I don't think LSU is showing up like they did last week, 2 weeks in a row. Lane Kiffin has every reason in the world to run the score up, take Ole Miss. They are going to rout LSU.
Ooh, you love Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss.
I love them this week. I love it.
AB, I love it. All right, let's just go in on Tennessee at Alabama. Opened at 27.5 to 25.
Yep.
I hear that maybe Hooker practiced today.
Yeah. So that's the big story, right? Like we've got to figure out who Tennessee's quarterback is going to be, because if it's our man Milton, look, he's got a howitzer on his arm, but buddy, he's not Hooker. And look, I think that hitting Hooker honestly is kind of the juice that gets this team going, just all over. I think he's that good. I think he's that connected with the guys. If he's not playing, and it's nothing against Milton, that's a totally different ball game.
Right.
Just a completely different ball game. If Hooker is playing, look, Nick Saban, the one thing that he has had trouble with are quarterbacks that can not only throw but can get out and move around. So honestly, you're going to have to wait and see what the status is of Hooker. If he's starting, if he's good to go, the volatile 25, absolutely. If he's not, you might want to bet Alabama, even though how much that might hurt, because that number is going to shoot up to about 30.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that Tennessee shouldn't take like a COVID break this week.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, we got problems. I mean, they're just – and listen, in all seriousness, they are so thin, man. And you got Alabama, you got Georgia, you got Kentucky coming up.
Can't do nothing but get beat up in those games.
I know. It's a brutal spot. It's a brutal spot to be playing them, especially with Alabama, having lost technically 2 weeks ago, when this game is going to be here. They're still going to be motivated. Yeah, you're just going to have to wait on Hooker, because he really is the difference for this team.
Hey, B, man, I had a couple of games mess me up as far as the parlay went over the weekend for college. But the NFL, I was rolling, baby. So let's go down and see what's going on with the Titans. Titans in Kansas City.
Yeah, so look, you had a caller 2 callers ago. I caught the tail end of that. He was talking about Tennessee, their backs against the wall. Look, it's real, right? Like, you look at Mike Vrabel and what he's done against the spread, when they are an underdog, especially a 3 point, he's 14-5. It's one of the better records that we've ever seen. Now, Tennessee obviously is pretty thin, in the secondary with all the injuries that we saw last night. And quite frankly, they were thin coming into the game. But look, man, what Tennessee just did and what they just proved, they can play with anybody, right?
Yeah.
And this Kansas City Chiefs defense is Tennessee can do what they want against them. I think that a little bit of health in the secondary can help, but it would be hard for me to not take Tennessee plus 5.5. Also, if you don't want to mess with the spread, the over 56.5 almost kind of seems like a lock. I mean, you've just got to get really, 31-28, 28-28, something around that number. There's nothing that says that both of these offenses aren't going to be putting up points.
Totally agree. Colts 49ers, AFC South versus the NFC West.
Yep,
NFC West indeed. Now, look, you're looking at a point spread of 3.5. Colts on the road, 49ers favored by 3.5. Look, the Colts are actually the healthiest that they've been all season. Carson Wentz is playing pretty good football, and the team's playing pretty good football. What makes them dangerous in terms of betting games with them is that they love nothing more than to lull you to sleep. Their offense loves those long drives, just churn it out, while putting up 7, and they're doing it right now. I don't believe in the Colts full season. I don't think that it's going to stay as it is right now, but right now they are playing good football. Not that the 49ers aren't, but it's not quite at the level of where Kyle Shanahan and that team wants to be. Plus, they've got just some injury situations at the quarterback position. Take the Colts 3.5. It's one of those games where it'll be pretty low scoring. If you're getting the hook there, that's a ton of value there.
I actually went Colts money line. Am I crazy?
No, not at all. I'm telling you, the Colts are playing the best football that they probably will all season right now. I don't think you're crazy at all.
Yeah, real quick, though, AB, before we go any further, you said the Colts are playing the best football. Now, when we're riding around in the car, now sometimes I got to make sure the doors are locked because you might jump out, and you just jumped out right there. So I'm stopped. come back and get you and say, "Hey, B, you want to repeat that one more time?"
I think he meant they're playing their best football.
Oh, their
those
best.
two letters
okay,
make a big
It sure
difference.
did, yeah.
Best.
My bad, my bad.
Their best.
Yeah, I had the music up loud in the car. My fault. And the roof wasn't on. Yeah, that's
It's all right. Hey, sometimes you got to check the locks, man.
Yeah.
You know what? That's how we appreciate it.
Hey, B, here's another money liner that I'm just going to go on a limb on, and I don't usually do that, but I am in this case. We now live in a world where Clemson is a 3.5-point underdog to Pittsburgh.
wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. And here's the hard part. Clemson has been bad this season, and they've been consistently bad. Consistently. However, man, I'm with you. Like, I don't really believe in Pitt all that much either. Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's worth the shot there, because I think that them being an underdog, even though coaches and players don't look at spreads or anything like that, they're going to know that they're an underdog. And Dabo is going to sell the hell out of that. Absolutely. So I'm with you. I think that's an excellent play, excellent find.
Yeah,
that's a sharp take. Right
coaches never score that last touchdown that they need to go above the spread, i.e. Dan Mullen against Tennessee. That never happens.
Yeah.
They never know what's going on. What about Don Davenport's Fighting Ducks at UCLA? Might be some play there for Oregon as an underdog in this matchup.
Yeah, there is. And quite honestly, I think that this is a good game for Oregon to gut check themselves and figure out who in the hell they are, right? Because I know that they had so much, high riding that they were, in week 2, week 3, and that's come crashing down. Obviously, they've had some injuries to the running back position, which was, quite frankly, their best position. But they're going to see a difference at quarterback this week. And quite frankly, UCLA is good. I think Chip Kelly's doing a pretty good job out there comparatively to what he's done at other jobs after Oregon. I like Oregon in this one. They're getting 2 points. It's on the road, but you know what? Home hasn't been that great for them either. I'm going to ride the Ducks on this one. Game day's going to be there. Take the better team overall. Yeah, roll the Ducks.
Dawn has seen both of these teams, and she's shaking her head.
She is shaking.
AB, let me help you out here.
Yeah.
No. No, I would not. I would not go Oregon here. I really would. Has Oregon has not covered yet this year, right?
No.
I think that's true, yeah.
That's tough.
Either way, yeah, no.
Anytime Don speaks, I listen.
No, I will just say this. I think that I think Oregon at the quarterback position is struggling just a bit. And I think their 5-star freshman that can step in there is not quite ready. And I think that they might struggle on the road with UCLA. That's all.
Yeah, could be.
So, who knows?
I'm riding with Don.
We'll see.
How about Mississippi State and Vanderbilt under the 51.5? You like that?
Yeah, I do, because, look, I don't trust Mississippi State with 21. And I know that, obviously, Vanderbilt, they've got, some injury situation going on at the quarterback position, with Ken Seals going to be out. So, yeah, there's no way that I'm riding Mississippi State 21. Vanderbilt does play with heart. I understand that they are in a rebuilding process for sure. But the Fighting Barton Simmons, I'm rolling with them. Look, I'm going to take the under on this one. I'm not going Mississippi State 21 by any means.
All right, is there a game that we didn't hit that you love?
Yeah, the Ravens -6 in the NFL. Look, we saw what they did against the Los Angeles Chargers, and I'm not saying that the Bengals are the same team. Bengals are a good football team. They're a real good football team. But the game plan is somewhat similar in terms of how the Chargers play, in terms of how the Bengals play. You've got, a quarterback that can throw it, but both teams have defenses better than they get credit for. Here's the thing. Baltimore is playing the best football that it is going to be playing all season right now. They figured it out in terms of their offense, both with the run game, both with the pass game. And if you look at Lamar Jackson, he's never lost to the Bengals ever. They've won 3 straight at home. They've won 3 at home this season. They've won 6 straight at home dating back to last year. And remember this, I will tell you the most dangerous and great position in NFL betting to be is a team at home that has a bye week the next week, because the coaches and the players know, go in, hammer that team, and you are going to have
Extra
a week and a
days.
half off, and I guarantee it, Baltimore is wanting that big time. So, yeah, give me the Ravens -6.
There he is, Alan Bell 247 on Twitter, Sportsline.com. You can find AB's picks as we get closer to these games, and he has more time to think about them. Online. That's Sportsline.com.
Might see me on the app.
Online, indeed.
Online, that's right. All right,
Thanks,
see you, AB.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right, when we come back,
Let's crank it up.
We'll offer a little toast.
Come on, man.
As we broadcast live at Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs, and I think the people are ready to toast some Miller Lite and
Got a lot of people in our area.
And wash it away. Because, hey, man, as good of a win as that was, you got to wash it away because here come the Chiefs.
I just want to live in it. I don't want to wash
Live
it
in Miller
away.
Lite? Or,
well, that too.
oh,
just swim in it.
Either way. Good either way.
Oh, man, the imagery there. All right, we'll do that when we come back. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. There you are.
We
All
ready?
Right. So here's what we do. Every Tuesday, we're out of Buffalo Wild Wings celebrating football.
Do you got the people's attention, though?
Not yet.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hang on a second.
Hold on. We're not ready.
Oh, we ain't ready. My bad. Go ahead. Y'all keep eating.
y'all keep eating, is that what you said?
Yeah, whatever you was doing, keep doing it. My bad. My bad to disturb y'all, guys.
I mean, the guy that taught Slay how to dunk is in this room.
That's my boy, Dinky. Out east, baby.
I love it. What was I saying?
I don't know. You better
Every
get it
Tuesday,
right.
we're at Buffalo Wild Wings. Yes,
Out east,
and we're in
baby.
Cool Springs, Franklin. I love it.
Yeah.
Next week, we're in Spring Hill. Right? And
Uncle
then
Bob just swung by. He's in Spring
did.
Hill.
Spring Hill next week, then Dixon, then Clarksville will come in your way.
And Clarksville.
Queen City better get ready.
Oh, it's going to be on. It's
All right, so we're here until 6 o'clock. Rodger Saffold, Titans
way.
OG, offensive guard. We'll be here from 5 until 6 o'clock.
And the OG. literally.
OG.
Yeah.
He'll be here from 5 until 6 o'clock. So if you're in the area, come by and see us. We'd love to see you. There are a lot of people holding up Miller Lite,
They ready.
Titans cups
The people ready, man.
that are ready for me to quit talking and throw it over
They
to you.
ready.
Now, do you think they're ready?
I think they ready. Are the people ready?
That's literally the weakest "Are you ready?" that we've ever had right there.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I'm in the building. Here we go. Check it out. This right here is the Miller Lite toast. We want to salute Miller Lite. This right here every Tuesday is the wash away toast. This was a good one. This was better than good. It was great. Soaked in it for 24 hours. Now it's well, it wasn't even 24 hours, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Man, we got to hurry up and wash it away, though, because we got Mahomes coming in, and we got to whoop up on them. So, on 3, tighten up, and we'll wash it away. 1, 2, 3. Tighten up! There we go.
There we go.
This is where everybody gets quiet.
Because everybody's drinking.
Oh, is this like a race? Who won? Well, maybe
My
Slay.
money's on Slay. Always.
Can neither confirm nor deny that Slay just won that.
I'm going to casually sip mine. How's that?
I love it. Hey, what's up, man?
I'm not going to lie.
Oh,
I didn't want to wash that one away.
I didn't either, Babs, but guess what?
You
It
got
was
to.
fun. It was fun being there.
You
Listen,
were right there in the action,
Slay.
too.
Right in the middle of a bunch of Bills fans.
Okay.
Slay, let's go back to your college basketball career. You beat Kentucky, you got Florida coming up. What do you got to do?
Oh, you got to get it over. You got to get over with. You got to get ready to go to work.
I mean, short work week.
That's why you got to hurry up and win the next one so you can celebrate that night.
Yeah.
Because the next day, Babs, you know what?
You really need to burp, don't you?
Yeah, you see us trying to get out of there. But I want to ask Babs this before I forget. There it is. Hey. Woo, yeah. Tighten up. Babs. See? I told you you was going to make me forget. Babs. Oh, this is what I was going to ask you. Oh, no. This is how I was going to clarify my story that I thought the Titans was going to win. Stop laughing, Mayor. What did I ask you in the middle?
This is like you with Frank Caliendo.
Babs, what did I ask you in the middle of the show?
Here we go,
text
Jim.
you. Yeah, here we go, Jim. What did I ask you in the middle of the show? I text you, but you said you had already gave it to your neighbors. I asked you.
You wanted tickets.
I wanted tickets.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it hit me all of a sudden while we were sitting there. And I was like, man, you know what? Maybe I need to try to go to the game.
Yeah.
And I tried to text Babs, get tickets. Hey, man, I'm telling you, like, it's a feeling.
For the record, he was invited
Yeah.
prior.
Yeah.
Babs, you ain't got to tell that part of the story. I ain't saying, listen, y'all. Babs asked a long
I
time
said,
ago.
look,
Yeah,
here
long
you-
time
if
ago.
you need
Long time ago.
tickets.
Yep. And I wasn't. I wasn't going.
But he's like
I
a
had to go-
kid. Like the kid, like you don't necessarily want the toy until you're in the toy store.
That's right. I saw other people were going to have the toy, and I was like, oh, man, they having fun.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to the game until I saw you like pull out a Lot F. And
Yeah.
by the way, Lot F, they put
Oh,
the F
man.
in Lot F.
Yeah, don't worry about us being in Lot F no more. F that lot.
Hey, but we celebrate all the fine people that tailgate in Lot F.
Yeah. Oh, they're great.
Y'all
time.
can have it. You can
But
have like
mainly
3 more
Buffalo,
spots.
too. That must be the visiting team's lot.
Oh my gosh, we pulled out going home before the game started by Limelight.
It was droves of people. What were you going to say? That wasn't what you
That or something like it.
Yeah. Listen, dude, I'm trying
There
to get our
were
chemistry.
a lot of Bills fans there.
It was.
They
It
were
was.
obnoxious early. Ryan Tannehill was off early, and Bills fans were feeling it.
And you know what, Bab?
Talking a lot.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then they got real quiet.
And that's what tripped me out.
And then they couldn't, it was like they couldn't believe
What happened?
what was actually happening. I will say this, though. That final drive, I felt like the Titans fan base in that building was a little worried.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, oh, here it comes.
Because you know what they were. You know what Buffalo is. Like, listen, you beat
You
a
know
very,
what they're
very
capable
good.
of.
Yes.
You just watched Caleb Farley go down.
Come on, man.
You know who's stepping in.
Come on, man. Like,
in the secondary, and yeah.
That's why you got to give props to that pass rush.
You know what I thought? I thought they got too close to the end zone, is what I thought.
You thought they needed some more space.
That's when Big Jeff is like, oh, this is my jam.
my area right here.
This is my gap.
The play right before that, though, where Josh Allen escaped to the left and he couldn't find anybody because it's all jumbled up in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he tries to run, which normally.
Oh, you're saying for them.
Yeah.
They
Normally
needed
he
more
would
space.
score on that play, but Amani Hooker made an unbelievable play to get over there and get him out of bounds. And I think that goes a little bit too much unnoticed because of what Big Jeff did on
Man,
the
they gave up their body for that's it, man. You play with that type. Whew. I don't even know what to say. That's beautiful. That was a beautiful win. I'm gonna be honest.
Fran
Beautiful
McConnell
team win.
tweeted, "Sad to be missing out in my town on an opportunity to look tiny in a picture with @Ron Slay and @Rodger Saffold."
Yeah, as LaRon would say, shame on you.
If you want to look small in a picture, come take a picture with Ron Slay and Rodger Saffold.
Yes.
Yeah. We shrink people.
That's a beautiful thing right there.
Yeah, we shrink people.
You
when
sure
come
do.
around us.
You're like Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
Baby Babs is about to take a picture with
I
you,
can't
too.
wait till Baby Babs get
She's
in.
going to look tiny.
I hope she got a bow in. If she ain't got a bow in, I
You know
don't
she'll
wanna
have
take
a bow
picture. My girl.
in. I mean, she might rip it out, but...
All right, we need to take a break. 5 o'clock hours coming up from Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs. We'd love to see you. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. Rodger Saffold, Titans OG, up next on 104.5 The Zone. Keith and Coach Mack on Titans Radio with the call. Big Jeff said that was my gap. And he made that play. How many times have we seen him in short yardage situations just blow a really large human being up to get to the quarterback or the running back and just shut it down?
Man, he took the guard and the tackle out, like both of them. Like, goodness gracious.
And here's the thing, and somebody brought this up on Twitter, Don Davenport.
Yes.
National guy wants to say Josh Allen slipped. Listen, he could have not slipped.
Amen.
He could have stood up and jumped. He could have done whatever he wanted to do. He wasn't making that first down.
No.
Now, see, this is my problem with the national media.
Ron Slay, he's in the building.
Yeah, I'm most definitely in the building, and this is my problem. Like, when a play is made like that, man, that man blew the entire right side of the line up. Like, that slip, the reason you slipped because he knocked the guard into you, and then the tackle fell back to it. You try to avoid the tackle. Like, nah, man. Nah, hey, listen, we hard on him. We're going to point out all the negative. Dude, get that man props, man. Big Jeff blew that up. I want to say something else, but I'm going to say blew it up. Man, I'm going to leave it like that because that ain't right. Ain't no man, it slipped. Slip. He been slipped all game, didn't he? I done heard people say that, man, went, hey, boy. Hey, man. You ever seen somebody, man, that you don't know, and you'd be like, how'd you get her pregnant? And he'll say, man, I slipped and fell or something like that. That's what he did. Slipped, and then the down came. Counsel it. That's Big Jeff. That's what he do.
See, and that's the problem
when Big Saffold come in here, ask him what he do.
That's the problem I have with that take about him slipping.
That's wrong,
You're
man.
taking away
Thank you.
a great play from a guy who busted his ass to make a play like that.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
And listen, go back and watch the copy because I'm going to do it tomorrow morning. I did Tennessee today, Vols. I'm going to do the Titans tomorrow morning. Big Jeff played a heck of a game.
Man, timely plays.
And that interior rush that was consistent against the Bills was one of the reasons why Tennessee was in the game and had a chance to win and ultimately did.
Dude, that's it. And that's why plays are made, man. You give the opportunity for the big-time players to make a big-time play in a big-time game. That was it. Kevin Byard got an interception, not because he broke on the pass, because he was where he was supposed to be, and Danico Autry did his job and rushed the guy. Ball came out wobbly, and here we go.
You understand how long Danico Autry is when he fully extends on that play?
Right.
And,
yeah.
He looked like he was 8 feet long on that play. But, yeah, great play there as well. Were you guys surprised that the Bills went for it on 4th and 1 instead of kicking the field goal and taking the game to overtime?
Not with
See, I want to hear from Bam because she was in the stadium.
Yeah, I'll say not surprised because of the momentum and where kind of the energy and all of that was.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a coach, you feel it, right? Yeah. And at that point, clearly they thought we can finish it here, right? Now, on the other side of it, I would have said there's no way that this defense can continue to stop you when they've lost so many players and you got Breon Borders, on the field. And that's not a knock on Breon. That's just straight a knock on that's where you are. Right. So I think that's where it surprised me, right? That's where that decision surprised me because I would have said, let's take it to overtime because I'm going to roll the dice that at some point this defense is going to sputter and break because they were bend, don't break all night long. And at some point, there's no way that was going to continue to last.
Yeah. I'm kind of a conservative guy with regard to that kind of stuff, so I probably would have kicked the field goal. The analytics tell you to go for it. In a one-score game inside the opponent's 10-yard line on 4th and 1 or less, you go for it. You have a better chance to win.
Did the analytics include the 6 guys that were ruled out during the game for the Titans?
Right. But here's what I was thinking in the moment. In the moment, I was like, this is a football team that does follow the analytics, and they will go for it because that's what they do.
Yep.
But if you think about it, and you have time to think about it, I would think, if I were them, I'm the better team.
Right.
I'm going to go to overtime and win this game.
Right.
Yep.
Now, a lot of coaches don't want to go to overtime on the road. A lot of coaches don't want to go to overtime, period, because of the way the overtime rules are.
Right.
But I think, like, from a Titan perspective, I would probably try to win the game there instead of going to overtime, even though I'm at home.
But
just because of the difference of talent level of the two teams.
I dig that. You know what I was thinking? It looked like he started in shotgun, and I was worried. but it was like he saw something, and he audibled out of it and went under center.
Once he went under center, you knew that it was the quarterback sneak, right?
you saw the Titans shift to get tight. It was like at that point I was no longer worried, because this is disrespectful. You think you see something where you just gonna go get this little inch on it? No, man, look, we've been beating y'all butt all day, man. No, we right here. Saffold, you know what I'm saying?
Speaking of beating somebody's butt.
That's what he do.
This guy's about to sit down and talk about it.
Oh, that man, that's what he do, man.
69,419 at Nissan Stadium. That was the largest crowd to ever see a Titans football game in that building.
Yeah.
69,419. And we'll get Rodger Saffold set up. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, Rodger Saffold will join us. Titans OG, the OG. As we broadcast live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs, Franklin, to be technical. Great crowd on hand. Appreciate all y'all being here. Rodger Saffold coming up next on 3HL. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, and Rodger Saffold, Titans OG, joining the show now. Hey, give it up for Rodger Saffold, y'all.
Thank you.
We just played Mike Keith and Coach Max call on Titans radio of the 76-yard touchdown run. Is there anything like being an offensive lineman and getting caught up in the vapor trail of that dude and watching him run down the field?
I actually have a very funny story about that play.
Hit us.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so honestly, you know, I'm blocking like normal, and then I see him take off. So I'm super excited. But as soon as he started taking off, I see Nick Westberg with an incredible block. So I get inside. I get super excited for him. Plus, you know, he also being from IU, we got the little alumni thing going. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to celebrate with this guy. So I'm not paying attention. But somebody is on the ground on the field just sitting there, obviously upset because we just took it to the house. I trip over him. I knee him in the back of the head, flip over, everything. I don't even go down to celebrate. I'm worried about this dude. I'm like, hey, you good? Bro, I helped this fool to the sideline. I'm like, yo, you all right?
I'm telling you, the TV copy caught none of that.
None.
No. And I'm glad it didn't. But yeah, it was just dead bodies out there. I picked the dude up. He's like disoriented. I'm like, yeah, you gotta go to over here. Ed Oliver comes over, helps him the rest of the way, says good looking. I'm like, well, shoot, I gotta hurry up and get the field goal. So I run my butt down there for field goal. But it's just like, I mean, just crazy things just happen in a game that you never see.
Oh my goodness.
You find
had
strange
no
things.
idea. Yeah.
Dead bodies.
Strange things
Not
in the
even
wake,
on
man.
purpose.
You ever seen a boat go down in the lake, and then the wake is all kind of stuff just be floating up in the water, man. You gotta be careful out there, man. I'm glad Saffold helped clean it up, though. That's
I mean,
real.
how big was that touchdown? Obviously, holding them to 2 field goals, holding them out of the end zone, and then hitting that home run ball there and getting you guys the lead.
Exactly.
Tons of momentum.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's just going out there and working the plan. I mean, obviously, we were trying to make sure when we got to the red zone that we were scoring, and I believe we were 100% on the day in the red zone. So, I mean, that's something that we needed to do. Like, we needed to see ourselves doing it. We need to see ourselves doing it with a great defense. And, you know, before we were just having problems and struggling with that. So I'm glad that we were able to continue to put it in the end zone. And, you know, the game is a marathon, so you want to keep chipping away no matter what. You know, get the field goals when you can, but you'd rather score touchdowns. And I'm just glad that we scored more points than they did.
I know game is a marathon, season's a marathon. You're always playing injured, it seems like, in the NFL, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's a given. But I want to read your tweet that you put out after the game.
Yeah.
And it said, "Thank you, Lord, for allowing me to finish a game and help my team win. That is all. Thank you." Praying hands emoji. Amen. Man, resilience, I think, is the word that comes in speaking about you specifically and this team as a whole.
Yeah, you know, I think that we all have a great platform. And, you know, if you want to learn more about me, you know, being a Christian, I'm really led by my faith. So I felt like it was needed so that people can understand me on a personal level and understand that just as much as they could be frustrated that I'm leaving games, it's the same frustration for me. But being able to let go and just constantly go out there and just try to work and put something out there that I could be proud of on the field, that's always constant motivation for me.
How scary was the Taylor Lewan play? Just being right next to him. Because
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty scary because nobody really realized what was going on until the power was completely dispersed. So I know seeing him just kind of laying there and, you know, he was just out. It's a tough situation to be in. Anytime that you see somebody get put on a stretcher, you get a little bit scared. I've been in those situations myself, and I know how scary it could be just, you know, kind of waking up to just being like, oh, wow, I'm on a stretcher now. So,
oh, my, yeah.
You know, it's a tough situation to be in, but, you know, he's so resilient as well. And you know, I think that he's going to come out better than this. I mean, I don't know what the future holds for him, but Taylor's always been about what can I do to get myself back to being healthy and be out there for the team.
I messaged with him last night a little bit, and he told me he was good. So there's that. He's in the concussion protocol, reportedly. But I was glad to hear that because, you know, I told him it was weird, too, to just kind of watch because, you know, he just kind of went head first into a guy, and you see it happen all the time.
Right.
And then he just landed on the ground and didn't move.
I think that it was just one of those freak accidents where it's kind of like, you know, you try to hit a guy, you don't really hit him perfectly. Kind of flips off. I think he hit his head on the ground, and that's what really caused the injury. I'm just glad to see he's back to his normal self. You know, I had a chance to talk with him, be with him for a little bit. So now it's just, you know, trying to get back on the field as quickly as possible, but as safely as possible too.
Yeah. At that point too, you got to kick back in to playing the game because at that point you guys were mauling him. Like he was chasing the guy down, and you were right by. I don't know if you were in front of him or right behind him, but the whole O line was down there moving guys. So how do you kick back in to the game, you know, and try to pass that by, wishing well wishes to him and hoping he's safe, but get back into that mauling aspect of the game?
Oh man! So as soon as Kendall Lamb came in, you know, I'm talking with him. I'm trying to give him some of the things that me and Taylor were seeing, some of the adjustments that we were having, so that he knew what to do right off the bat. Of course, there's going to be some growing pains as we haven't had a lot of time to play next to each other in game-like situations. But I think our chemistry off the field, just, you know, a couple good friends, we were able to really put it together. I saw him finishing blocks, throwing people into the ground. He was doing a great job in protection. I mean, we all were all day. So it's just like, you know, that type of situation when you're coming off the bench cold.
Right.
You know, very proud of him.
Rodger Saffold with us, Titans offensive guard. Obviously, protection had issues going into that game. 20 sacks allowed, just 25 all of last year. Buffalo comes in. They have 17 sacks on their defensive side. You guys give up a goose egg.
Right.
What was the difference? How important was that for you guys to help keep Tannehill right side up?
I don't know. I mean, I would almost just like to say, like, probably hyper-focus on just, making sure that we're able to handle the situation that's in front of us, whether it be twists, pressures, or any type of exotics that your defense tries to throw at you. I mean, we were communicating really well. The right side was letting us know what's going on. We were on the bench, and the left side was doing the same as well. So we were as cohesive as we could possibly be. And I hope that that's just like a shining light for everybody to understand. Like, hey, all right, if we continue to do this, this could be something that happens week after week.
The other part of that is you guys were blowing out holes, man. Derrick Henry was hitting the hole so fast last night. And that definitely was a good thing to see. And I noticed, like, some of these analytic things, David Quesenberry had a really good game, so that was really good to see too.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we're very critical of ourselves, and even though we had such a great day on the ground, we still want to be even more efficient with just the plays, whether it's, making sure that we get at least a 4-yard run on first down, half of the distance on second down, or converting on third and short. So, our efficiency wasn't as high as we would like it to be. But, of course, when you come away from the W, it's a lot easier to correct.
A.J. Brown has let everybody know what his sickness was.
Yeah.
But for him to kind of overcome that, I'm sure multiple IVs to get ready to play. And he kind of joked and put on his Instagram picture of, the famous Jordan flu game and put his own face on it. But what did you see from that guy to overcome, clearly – something that nobody really knew what we were going to get out of AJ with the illness and all that. And then to make the plays at the key times that he was able to make, what did you see from him?
Well, he had a hellified 48 hours. I mean, if you ever had food poisoning, it's hard to sleep. You can't keep anything down, and you're in the bathroom a lot. So it's like, just for him to be able to get himself ready to play the game, of course, somebody who really cares about how he plays. I mean, it's got to be really frustrating to get that, 2 days before the game starts. I saw him come in with all that Bulls gear on, and when he walked past, I was like, flu game, huh? And then he looked at me and he was like, yeah, you understand.
Oh, he set it up before the game even.
Yeah, exactly. So I was over there. When I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, you definitely going for that flu game. Yeah. And then when you're playing, it's hard to, build that confidence when you don't feel 100% like that. Because I'm sure that he was feeling well below. And, you just want to keep on giving him words of encouragement. And, eventually, once he started seeing some success, he really took over. So I'm very proud of him as well.
I mean, that's the thing, too. Like, when you're having stomach issues, the last thing you want to do is go run real fast somewhere. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
That's tough, man.
And he's a big guy, so he's getting hit in the stomach, the legs, stomach, all that stuff.
Yeah,
so that's a tough deal.
Those in-breaking routes were working in the second half too.
Oh yeah.
Off the play action game, man. Tannehill got into a rhythm, slow start, but man, he finished strong. 8 out of his last 9.
Yeah, he did an excellent job with that. He did an excellent job making plays, extending plays, and showing his toughness to get into the end zone.
You talk about that, and last time we had you on, and you always say you could sense when Derrick Henry was getting ready to break one. You know what I mean? You're like, them extra 2 yards, when you're in the getting tackled and he's leaning forward and he's getting them extra yards. Can you feel the same thing with Tannehill when he's about to get it going also?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we start hitting completions, whether it be check downs or in-breaking routes or even deep balls, that's when you know that, like, he's starting to catch fire and that the touch of the ball is really coming to life. The good thing with those two is we knew, with the Bills playing so low to the line of scrimmage, their linebackers, if Henry was able to get to the first level, we got ourselves a good play. Getting a 76-yard run, no pun intended, it was amazing to have. Tanny, man, when Tanny pulls that ball, I just know he's gonna score. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is about that. Yeah. The first thing I know he's gonna do is do a very safe, very slow, very methodical finger roll, because we all know last Bills game, he almost tore his knee up.
Yeah.
Trying to do the finger,
finger roll.
Trying to do that finger roll.
Yeah. I will say too, man. Like the line, man. I thought y'all had a complete effort. I was just hoping personally that they would have ran another screen and you would have picked that thing off and ran like you did last game. I I was going bananas when you got that. I'm like, yeah, they like, you can't cheer for that. Yes, I can, man. That man got them hands. Don't nobody else want it. He going to get it and take off.
But here's the
with
thing.
it.
Not only did you catch it, you turned it up the field.
That's what I love. That's what I love.
I kept on telling everybody, like, what you would have did. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was you going to do?
Bat it down?
You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, you going to bat it down. We still going to get the it wasn't nothing I could do. I thought about everything. But I tell you what, when I turned up field, I was just like, I'm just about to let myself get down. We got to end this charade right now.
The party's over, yeah.
So you caught it from your teammates about that?
Oh, of course. It's the first thing the fools were talking about in there. I'm just like, oh, yeah, don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I know I had a little concussion after that game, but don't worry, I'm good. That's why you keep talking about this pass.
Right.
Yeah.
They want you to bounce back, and you think you're supposed to be in the backfield running routes. And that's real. I love it, man.
Hey, man, guard eligible.
Hey, that is. That is.
So take us to the end of the game. So you guys get in the end zone, take the lead. Buffalo had a lot of time left. One of the most powerful offense statistically in the NFL. They go down the field. Amani Hooker doesn't get the props that he deserves for the play that he made on Josh Allen before Big Jeff's amazing play. But getting to Josh Allen and getting him out of bounds before he got to the first down was such a massive play. What were you thinking in that whole sequence?
Man, I mean, it's once again, it comes down to a game of inches. That bend don't break mentality. Our D-line and our defense does a great job in third and fourth and short. I mean, they show it time and time again. They showed it last week, goal line stand. We've shown it in the past when we beat the Chargers. That just these stands at fourth down. Oh, talk about fourth down stops. You talk about we played at the Ravens my first year. I mean, they must have did it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So this defense just really understands how to play in that type of situation,
right.
Which is also kudos to our coach, because Vrabel always wants to make sure we know what the situation is and what to do to put ourselves in the best position possible to win the game.
So they say it's fourth down. Were you surprised they went for it, or did you think they would go for it?
No, I knew they would go for it.
Yeah.
I knew they would go for it because they wanted to win the game. They did not want us to go to overtime with them.
Yeah. And that's,
why? Like, why did you think that? Because, and I'm just going to be transparent.
We really had all the momentum going into it.
So the momentum, but defensively, like my take just being there was, okay, this is a beat up Titans defense right now, obviously with Caleb Farley going down in the game, so my mindset was, if I'm the Bills, let's go to overtime because I don't think your defense can stop us again.
I don't think that they were thinking about our defense as much as they were thinking about our offense.
Right.
Great point.
I mean, if you look at the statistics, as far as our offense is concerned, I mean, Henry's had about 3 or 4 walk-off touchdowns.
Yeah.
So the last thing they need is a coin flip toss not going their way,
right.
And then we end up taking it.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I mean, he almost had one against the Jets too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that thing was close. So when he goes under center, it's obvious. Here comes the quarterback sneak. I love what Big Jeff said. I just wanted to get my big arms around him and make him small. That's my gap.
Yep.
I absolutely love that. I mean, that guy has made play after play in short yardage situation, and that was another big one.
It really comes down to percentages. I mean, you don't want to put yourself in a position of throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage and having somebody race for the pylon if, you end up getting a tackle for loss, or if you throw it and something bad happens. So you got to force your way through 4 of our big D tackles, guarding all gaps. And the last thing you need is two of those D tackles pushing the center, guard, and tackle in the backfield.
And all of them tip over.
Yep.
And then they say, this is my gripe, you know what I mean? Then they say he slipped, you know what I mean? Now, salute to Josh Allen, man. But I'm going to slip, too, if I got 3 bodies falling where I'm trying to step. Like
There was nowhere to go. He hit the wall.
There was nowhere to go.
That's exactly what I said,
And he was
man.
trying to push so hard that he slid through the ground with those cleats.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you could tell because his back was completely arched.
Yep.
I mean, his back was completely arched. He was getting bent backwards when all of this was happening. And honestly, Jeff just got lower than the offensive lineman and just drove him back. And also Naquan Jones did a great job of just penetrating through that center because he was underneath, right on top of Josh Allen.
I mean, if he'd have gone to the right side in that A gap, he would have been stuffed too.
Oh, yeah. We had people stopped all over the place.
Let me in short yardage like that, as an offensive lineman, are you comfortable with the shotgun or the quarterback being under center?
Be under center.
Be under center.
Be under center.
Yeah.
It's really what it comes down to is it's an attitude play.
Okay. Yeah.
But they are probably looking across the ball like, man, them some big jokers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This gonna be a little bit of a deal. So they just didn't go their way.
Speaking of attitude, man, coming into it, until I got down there, we did the pregame show at the stadium, and I was seeing the Buffalo Bills fans and everything, and I automatically was like, hey, man, the Titans finna win this. And you heard, I think they released on Twitter, but you saying this is our house before y'all came out.
Oh, yeah.
And that mentality automatically, man, I knew you guys had to be feeling like that. The line, punch them in the mouth, and we're going to stand there and see what they're going to do. And that's what y'all came out and did, man. So, man, salute to y'all for that, man. I'm proud of y'all, dog. You know what I mean? Because it was a lot that y'all could have leaned on for excuses or whatever it may be, hurt, patchwork, offensive line, defensive line, secondary, whatever it may be. And y'all didn't use that, man. Y'all stood up. That's salute for that.
The best thing you could do is have your best players have great games, and all of us did.
Yeah.
So it's that type of situation, being able to lead by example and lead for these younger guys.
Yeah.
And then you start seeing these young guys start to emerge like Nick Westbrook.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a hell of a tackle.
Yeah.
On kickoff. And then you see him have a hell of a block on the touchdown run.
We definitely talked about
and
that
he's
block.
catching the balls.
Right, yeah.
Like, this man's doing everything.
Yeah.
We definitely talked about that block, just so you know, and how important that block was. AJ had one on that play, too.
Yep.
Micah Hyde is a great safety. He had a tough night trying to deal with Derrick Henry. Took a bad angle on that play, got run over on another play. But that's what it takes for those long runs, right? Like the blocking down the field, receivers buying in. And this team has a roster full of physical wide receivers.
Yep. And what's crazy is I think that they're not used to Derrick coming back this year and really lowering that shoulder more than he ever has over his career. So now that's a hell of a load to be able to take when you get run over.
Yeah, that's serious.
How much fun do y'all have watching tape on some of that stuff?
Oh, we have a great time. We have a fantastic.
You know the play I'm talking about where he ran right over the top of Micah Hyde, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 That's a fun watching tape.
I asked for that play.
Yeah.
I said, please. I said, give me this. and finally they did, and we found some success in it, so we ran it a couple more times.
Yeah.
Both on two of Henry's touchdowns, including like one of the last ones in the game. It's just, I love those plays because it's just kind of mano a mano.
So this staff is pretty good at like listening to you guys in terms of like you're the ones out there like, hey, this will work, and there's kind of a conversation there.
Yes, because I think that the great part about this team is that if we can get people to listen to us as well, I mean we're literally working together to win a game. So I love the fact that they want to give us input, especially when everything's clicking.
Yeah, that's it.
We have to ask this. The kind of nod to the Music City Miracle play. What was the talk in the building when that was put in?
I don't know. I didn't even know we had that play.
Oh, okay.
You ain't got to do that.
It was one of the family secrets. I didn't even get a chance to be a part of it. But
yeah. You should throw the next one.
I mean, that was I'm sorry, that was tough though. I mean, the ball was hanging in the air a lot longer than we thought it would. He's throwing the ball under duress. I think anybody would. It was also a thin line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, he throws a different angle, and maybe it's like parallel, just like that Music City Miracle was, because I know they were looking at that over and over and over again, trying to make sure it wasn't a forward pass.
I mean, we were doing a show outside Nissan Stadium yesterday, and Kevin Dyson was on our stage, and Bills fans were just walking by yelling it was a forward pass.
Yeah.
They don't forget, man.
Yeah.
Sports fans don't forget things that happen in games, man.
Oh, man.
It's funny. All right, you got the Kansas City Chiefs coming in. Time to erase what happened yesterday. We'll talk with you about that next. Rodger Saffold, Tennessee offensive guard, Titan offensive guard, with us at Buffalo Wild Wings in Cool Springs. We'll be right back.
Coming up tomorrow.
3XL 104.5 The Zone. I've been thinking it was Monday all day because the Titans played yesterday. It's weird to me that it's Tuesday, but it is. And on Tuesdays, we're at Buffalo Wild Wings. Next week, we will be in, where are we going to be, Slay? Where are we going to be, Slay? Spring Hill.
Spring Hill, yeah. We're going to be in Spring Hill.
Don's like, Spring Hill, dummy.
That's a cool little trip right there.
I keep getting Spring Hill and Dixon mixed up.
Dixon, a cool
It's
little
Spring
trip.
Hill, then Dixon.
Aren't they in different parts of, like, geographically?
Yeah, no, the geography doesn't mix me up. The order of the appearance.
And then Wade to Clark.
I'm like, they're on opposite sides of the state, but okay. Yeah.
All right, we got a ticket winner.
Well,
we know. No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. We are in Cool Springs at Buffalo Wild Wings. Rodger Saffold
is
here, and we're going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs momentarily.
All right, winner to
2 tickets to the Kansas City Chiefs.
There
Titans
you
game.
go.
No.
New Orleans Saints game.
That's
Titans versus the Saints.
Titans Saints.
Yep.
Like I said, Titans Saints game.
And the winner is Summer.
What? Can you not pronounce the last name, or is there not one?
Before he rolls with the last name, is there a Summer here?
Yeah, you got to come up here and tell me your last name, too. Watch out, Kirby. You don't know what that is.
Kirby's the show linguist now?
Stamer.
I thought it was Starger.
Stanner. Come here, Summer.
All right.
You got to come up
Summer
here.
right here? There she is. All right. Yeah,
So
y'all clap, man. She won tickets. Don't be mad.
Come here, Summer. You tricked me. You put a little curve right there.
Ask her what her name is.
See? Stanger. Where Christian at? Christian. No, you wrong. Me and Christian were right. Stanger.
All right. The Buffalo
Stanger.
Wild Wings people will call you, and you'll have 2 tickets to the Titans Saints game. Thanks for being here.
Appreciate it,
Summer, we got that part.
Yep, we got it now.
They were at the Titans game yesterday. I talked to them earlier.
Summer?
Yeah. I didn't get her last name, though, at the time. So Christian's here. Rodger Saffold, Kansas City Chiefs coming in. What do you see on their defensive side of the football?
This is an opponent that we know. We've been playing against them just on this team alone, I believe 3 times. So we understand this defense. We understand Spagnuolo's style. It's a very active front. I think that the strength of their defense is in their D-line, just the way that they play. We got to make sure that we stay on the field. I mean, this defense, if we allow them to get ahead, then it really becomes a problem because they pin their ears back and they just play really, really well from ahead. We got to keep Mahomes off of the field, and it's really going to be about moving slow and methodical down the field and just eating up a lot of time. The best defense against Patrick Mahomes is keeping him off the field. So that's something that we got to really take advantage of in this game.
How difficult is a short work week? You come off an opponent like the Bills and a short work week into Patrick Mahomes and what the Chiefs do. How hard is it?
I don't know. I mean, with this team, I feel like when it comes to responding to challenges, this team does very, very well. And we've seen, like last year, where we couldn't meet at all because of COVID, but then we're able to come together and play a game and win a game. I mean, it just shows the resiliency of this team. Playing another heavyweight opponent when it comes to the AFC is huge for us, as well as the fact, this could be potentially like another playoff game. You know what I mean? So I think the guys are going to be excited to play. I think the energy is going to be really good in the stadium. And then it just all comes down to execution of our offense, defense, and special team.
Congrats on the win last night. We look forward to watching you guys perform this weekend, and good luck.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right,
Yeah, thanks for coming on a short work week, too.
Oh, yeah.
Stand up, guy.
Yeah, I'm sore.
At Rodger_Saffold.
Yeah, because you played a hell of a game.
Yes, you did.
Ice tub, right?
Yeah.
Epsom
Cold
salt.
tub.
Cold tub, yeah. We appreciate all the people that came out today. Thank you guys for being here. We'll be in Spring Hill next week. Is that right?
Yes.
Thank you, Dawn. And our thanks to promotion executives Christian and Caitlin, Will Bowling, Zone Digital President and CEO, Kirby, Chief of On-Location Engineering.
Chief of something.
Joe Honk at the station on the world-famous Music Row. Coach Mack and Rhett Bryan next. Mac Talk coming up on 104.5 The Zone. Thanks, y'all.
Gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rodger Saffold, give us the love.
And let Brian take your Titans questions and calls on Mac Talk tonight at 6.